Up on a story we broke yesterday, a New Orleans teenager was given the maximum sentence for escaping from a Lake Charles juvenile halfway house, even though he was just days away from freedom. Lynell Reynolds was sentenced to 5 years in prison to be served after he completes the juvenile justice he's now serving for shooting and paralyzing a man during a robbery. Now, fresh from giving a victim impact statement, the victim's grandmother sat down for an exclusive interview today with investigative reporter Mike-Perlstein.
At the beginning of Daryl Scott's long legal ordeal after he was shot and paralyzed by Lynell Reynolds, Scott and his grandmother Dorothy White advocated for leniency for the 13-year-old robber.
It was for forgiving him. He was for him possibly getting out before his time. But Lynell Reynolds didn't do the things that was asked of him. Instead, he did the opposite.
But White said Reynolds' lack of remorse and a poor disciplinary record in juvenile lockup led the family to have a change of heart. Then, when Reynolds escaped from a halfway house last year, just days before he would have been freed, White vowed to tell the family's painful story at every opportunity in court. And that's exactly what she did Monday, driving across the state to Lake Charles to testify at Reynolds' sentencing. After Reynolds pleaded guilty to simple escape, he was given the maximum 5-year sentence.
It was about a 3.5-hour trip, but it was well worth it. Had it been further, I would still be there.
Daryl couldn't attend, so White delivered a powerful statement on his behalf.
These are the things that I brought up in court, that Daryl's life is forever changed. Daryl will never be able to run. Daryl can't do the things that Lynell Reynolds can.
Reynolds attended the court hearing remotely by Zoom. White said she still didn't hear the words that would rekindle her forgiving instincts.
And still, as of yesterday, that we were in court, he never would admit, he never would say he was sorry.
She called her grandson as soon as they left court.
He was very happy, and he said, I'm so glad. He didn't think that it was going to go that way.
White and her family's trips to court are not over. Next week, Reynolds' former teacher, Angela Filardo, is scheduled for trial in New Orleans for accessory to escape, accused of driving Reynolds to Texas, where he was ultimately captured. And just like every court hearing, Dorothy White will be there. Mike Perlstein, WWL, Louisiana.
Filardo faces the same accessory charge in Lake Charles. White said she will return to that court also if the teacher is tried there.